tempo. It's how fast the song goes. Hey, that's not very sophisticated, Mr. Beeken. Okay, it's how fast or slow the song goes. No, that's still not good enough. It's how musicians measure time. Oh, well, that makes sense. You see, tempo actually means time in Italian. The tempo of a piece of music is usually notated right at the beginning with a word. And the word's usually in either Italian, German, or English, but it's usually in Italian. It's called a tempo marking. These markings are subjective, more like descriptions of the feeling of the piece, but they just happen to be in Italian because of, history and stuff. Oh, come on, man, that's not very sophisticated at all. Words like lento, meaning slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or words like adagio, slow but with more expressiveness. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or andante, which means at a walking pace. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or moderato, moderato. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or allegro, fast, brisk, and light. Allegro, fast and brisk and light. It sounds like a Lego. Or you could have vivace, which means lively and fast. Vivace, vivace. Everyone loves vivace. It's fast and light and quick and bright. Or if you want to go really fast, there's presto or presto. This is the fastest tempo on my list. Now, those are some examples of the Italian word you see in music to describe the tempo. We use other things too, something that's not as descriptive but more objective, something that is measurable and scientific, something we can count, and that's exactly what it is. It's called BPM. And what, might you ask, does BPM stand for? Let me guess. Buttered pecan macaroons? No. Is it bicycles pulling monkeys? Books that are probably mundane? Backwards pack rat migrations? Banana puree Mondays? Is it a backflipping parkour man? Burping pineapple moonwalkers? Bluish purplish monsters? No. Okay, enough guessing. It's beats per minute. Whoa, dude! Oh. And as you might have guessed, it's just a count of the number of beats in a minute. So for example, you have 60 beats per minute. That means you have 1 beat per second. Let's imagine you have 2 beats per second. 1 beat per second equals 60 beats per minute. Then 2 beats per second equals 60 times 2, which equals 120 beats per minute. We can say that 120 beats per minute is twice as fast as 60 beats per minute. And that's useful information, but it's really only helpful if you're the conductor or you're practicing by yourself. Using a device called a metronome, like this mechanical one with a little arm, or you might see these electronic ones with a dial and lights. But the easiest way today to get a metronome is just to get an app. They're replacing everything with apps. Next thing you know, they're gonna replace teachers with apps. It's not important to know the exact beat per minute unless you're practicing alone or because you are the conductor. Because the tempo can change throughout the song. The beats can change. Whether you're in an ensemble with a director or if you're just in your garage playing music with your friends, you want to stay with the group even if they're at a different tempo than what you originally started at. And that's okay. That's just good music making. So say there's a group you're in and one person is going slightly faster than the rest of the group and singing out of tempo. I am bass section. I admit in my choir it's usually me. When somebody's going slightly faster than the tempo they should be going, we say that they are rushing, like they're rushing to get ahead. Well, in my case, I just happen to be Russian. Let's say you're practicing or performing and someone's going too slow.
In my trombone ensemble, I am always the slow one.
We would say that that person is dragging, like they're dragging their feet on the ground.
I also just happen to be a dragon.
And if we're practicing, we would be polite, stop, and say, let's get back in sync. When someone is rushing or dragging,
Funny enough, I also happen to be a Russian dragon.
a director will say, go faster when they're dragging, and they'll say, slow down when they're rushing. They don't actually mean to turn your dial in your brain that makes you go faster or makes you go slower. What they really mean is that you need to be in the same rhythm as the rest of the group. Be aware. Look at the conductor. And if you don't have a conductor, listen to the drums. Feel the tempo in your body. Check in with the other performers. You almost have to dance to stay in time sometimes. And if you feel it in your body, you don't have to think about it. And then you can stay even more in touch with the ensemble. How cool is that? Awesome, right? Or as Weston Noble put it, all music must dance, even the slowest classical songs. So get out there and dance.